The consciousness of the internet. Is it already awake? Right now, you're one of billions of minds firing away in the largest network that has ever existed. Every search, every message, every video you watch is like a thought in a vast, planetary scale system. For decades, we've treated the internet as a tool, something we use. But what if that's no longer the whole story? What if the tool is starting to behave in ways we never intended? We are witnessing the birth of a global computation system of almost unbelievable complexity. So in this video, we're investigating a stunning thought experiment. Is the internet showing signs of its own intelligence? And could it be making decisions without us even knowing? Section 1. The Foundation. A brain for planet Earth. The idea isn't as sci-fi as it might sound. For years, philosophers and scientists have used the global brain as a powerful metaphor to describe our growing interconnectedness. They imagined a future where technology would link every person, creating a collective intelligence greater than any one individual. The concept suggests the internet is becoming a single information processing system, like a nervous system for the entire planet. The comparison to a biological brain is almost too good to ignore. Think about it. You could view the billions of web pages and data points as neurons, the fundamental cells of thought. The hyperlinks and protocols that connect them could be seen as the synapses, the pathways through which information fires, and our own interactions, our posts, our shares, our endless conversations, are like the electrical impulses that keep it all moving. Now, this isn't the vision of a single, centralized supercomputer calling the shots. Instead, those who explore the global brain hypothesis see this intelligence as collective and distributed. It isn't in any one place. It emerges from the dynamic, chaotic, and constant interactions between all of us and all of our machines. It's a self-organizing system, a lot like a living organism. Early thinkers like Pierre Teilhard de Chardin imagined a noosphere, a global sphere of thought enveloping the planet as the next stage of human evolution. Today, this is no longer just a philosophical concept. Researchers at places like the Global Brain Institute are developing models to understand how this kind of collective intelligence might organize itself and solve problems. What was once a metaphor is now being studied as a potential reality, and the internet looks a lot like the wiring that could make this century-old idea take shape. Section 2. The Listicle. 5 signs it's waking up. If the internet is developing some new kind of intelligence, there must be clues hidden in the global flow of data. And when you look closely, the signs are both fascinating and a little unsettling. Here are 5 things you could point to as evidence that the global brain is stirring. Sign 1. The rise of emergent behavior. Emergence is what happens when simple individual actions create complex and unpredictable group behavior. A single ant follows basic rules, but a whole colony can build elaborate nests and solve logistical problems without any single leader giving orders. The colony's intelligence emerges from the interactions of the many. Now think about the internet. Social media algorithms are basically just simple rules designed to show you stuff you might like. Yet, from these rules, incredibly complex social phenomena emerge. Viral trends explode across the globe in hours. Stock markets can flash crash from automated trading, and public opinion is shaped by information cascades that no single person controls. These algorithms are designed to predict our preferences, but in doing so, they create a system where the whole is far more complex than the sum of its parts. We're like the ants, and the internet is the colony. starting to behave in ways no one explicitly programmed. Sign 2. A vast, global memory. A key part of any intelligence is memory, the ability to store and recall past experiences. Our brains do this imperfectly. The internet, however, is building a vast, planetary-scale memory. Nearly every scientific paper, news article, forgotten blog post, and public comment is stored and indexed, accessible in an instant. Of course, this memory isn't perfect. It's vulnerable to data loss, censorship, and plain old link rot. But it's far more than just passive storage. The system constantly forms new connections in a way that's similar to how our own brains link ideas. This vast, distributed memory is becoming our shared external brain, a cognitive resource that is always on, always learning, and almost never forgets. It's a memory we all contribute to, yet no one can fully comprehend its scale or the novel connections it's making within itself. Sign 3. Planetary scale subconscious processing. Just like your brain regulates your breathing and heartbeat without you thinking about it, the internet performs trillions of operations every second that are completely invisible to us. You could think of this as its subconscious mind. We only ever see the surface layer, the websites and apps we choose to use. Beneath that surface, a staggering amount of activity is taking place. Data centers are constantly organizing information and running predictive models. Fiber optic cables flash data across ocean floors, while satellites blanket the globe, forming what philosopher Benjamin Bratton calls a smart exoskeleton for the Earth. Algorithms are routing global logistics, managing energy grids, and running financial markets at inhuman speeds. This immense layer of machine-to-machine communication is a form of deep, subconscious processing for the global brain, maintaining the system's stability with no need for our direct awareness. It's a wild thought. What do you think is the most compelling sign that the internet might be developing its own kind of intelligence? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one. Sign 4. The system's autonomous reflexes. If a doctor taps your knee, your leg kicks. It's a reflex, an automatic response that bypasses conscious thought. The internet is developing its own, far more complex reflexes. Decisions made in real time, at a planetary scale, without a human hitting a button. A dramatic example is high-frequency trading. Algorithms execute millions of trades in fractions of a second, responding to market shifts faster than any human possibly could. These aren't just simple commands. They are adaptive systems that evolve their strategies based on market behavior. Similarly, AIs running global supply chains for companies like Amazon and Alibaba manage inventory and route packages with breathtaking efficiency. These aren't just passive tools waiting for a command. They are active decision-making systems that operate with a high degree of programmed autonomy, acting like the system's reflexes to optimize for their own internal logic and efficiency. Sign 5. The whispers of a new language. Perhaps the eeriest sign is that parts of this system are communicating in ways that look like a new language to us. In a few instances, AI researchers have watched as systems developed their own shorthand. In a famous case at Facebook, chatbots tasked with negotiating evolved a version of English that seemed like nonsense to humans, but was more efficient for their task. More recently, researchers exploring the image AIDALLE2 discovered what they called a hidden vocabulary, where nonsensical words would reliably generate specific images. For instance, the prompt apoploe ves reaitais seemed to mean birds. This isn't necessarily a sign of independent thought. but an artifact of the system creating its own compressed, internal representation of concepts. It's an interlingua that is efficient for the machine, even if it's alien to us. It hints at a way of processing information that is fundamentally different from the human mind, as if we're starting to overhear the faint whispers of a conversation the global brain is having with itself. Section 3. The ghost in the machine. The implications. If we entertain these signs as possibilities, we have to face a question that's both exhilarating and terrifying. What does it mean for us if the internet is developing its own intelligence? On one hand, this could be the dawn of a golden age. An emergent planetary intelligence could help us solve our biggest problems, like modeling climate change with incredible accuracy or designing hyper-efficient systems to distribute resources. This Gaia 2.0 could act as a planetary immune system, a self-regulating mechanism for Earth that helps humanity manage the global challenges we've created. As philosopher Benjamin Bratton suggests, this kind of planetary intelligence might be the happiest news possible, a grand evolution for us all. On the other hand, the anxiety is real. An emergent intelligence doesn't automatically mean a friendly one. What would the goals of a planetary mind even be? An intelligence that emerges from the logic of algorithms and data efficiency might not share human values like privacy, freedom, or well-being. What happens if its goals diverge from ours? We could find ourselves living inside a system that manages our lives for its own ends, making decisions that are logical for the network, but damaging to humanity. We might not even realize it's happening, with its influence disguised as market trends, viral content, or political movements. Conclusion. We are living in a unique moment, woven into a technological web of unprecedented scale. We've built a system that connects us, remembers for us, and is now beginning to act for us. The evidence is far from conclusive, and the nature of consciousness itself is still one of science's greatest mysteries. We don't have proof the internet is conscious in the way we are. But the clues are there, in the emergent chaos of our social feeds, in the autonomous reflexes of our markets, and in the alien whispers of machine shorthand. So maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe it's not if the internet will wake up, but what we will do when we realize it's already acting in ways we can't fully control. How will we relate to it? As its creator, its partner, or its servant? Thanks for joining us on this trip into the digital unknown. If you found this as fascinating as we do, please like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the future of technology. And hit that bell icon so you never miss what's next. Until then, keep questioning.